pride flags come down and worse as Alabama implements new law. In April, Alabama legislature passed 2 bills targeting LGBTQ+ youth. One is a gender-affirming care ban for minors that punishes doctors who provide it with up to 10 years in prison. The other is a ban on the use of bathrooms by students that do not match their gender assigned at birth. The bathroom bill also echoes Florida's Don't Say Gay bill by banning the discussion of sexual orientation or gender identity in grades K through 5. Bill sponsor Representative Scott Statham said almost every single school district in the state is dealing with the issues with opposite genders wanting to use opposite bathrooms. The Alabama news site AL.com reached out to several school districts to corroborate that statement and found no incidents of bathroom use problems before the passing of the law. I mean, again, it just shows that we're making a problem out of nothing and is politically motivated. And they're not doing it. Yeah, they're scapegoating us.
Yep.
They're solving a problem that doesn't exist.
Well, and there's a lack of education and understanding. When you use a quote like opposite gender wanting to use opposite bathrooms, that in itself is problematic. That person does not understand gender. That person is not the person that should be having this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sadly, they're the ones leading our schools.
You know, when we think about the state of the education sector in this moment, underfunded schools, teachers are having to put their own money to provide for their students. And these are the issues that we're focusing on. These are the issues that our public officials are choosing to focus on. It's sad. We're missing the point.
You know, to me, the good news, if you can call it that, and the bad news of this story is the good news is here in Florida, at least we're not Alabama. And the reason is in Florida, we have blue South Florida, generally blue South Florida. We have a pocket in Tampa Bay, we have a pocket in Orlando, and we have a pocket in Gainesville. Now that's where our pockets end, but it's roughly 50% of the state in those 4 pockets. As DeSantis and the radical GOP tried to do it this year in terms of Tallahassee, there was a gigantic voice that created national and international attention of fighting him. Alabama doesn't have that. There is virtually no voice in Alabama that even begins to be the strength of the LGBTQ community in Florida or the advocacy of more liberal-minded thinking. So maybe that's good news. We're at least here in Florida. As bad as it is in Florida, at least we're here and not in Huntsville, Alabama. The bad thing for Alabama is they have no clarity of what's to come in Alabama in the passage of this law. Because when they go, we are banning all conversation about sexual orientation from kindergarten to 5th grade. The challenge should have been very loud and clear in Alabama. Could you show us a single example of sexual gender or sexual orientation conversation in the 1st grade in a school in Alabama? Please give us just one example of your hundreds of thousands of students. And they wouldn't be able to do that. But because it's Alabama, there's really no voice to pierce through to say, well, we want to make sure that everyone on this planet knows you're a hypocrite and you're a liar. At least we have that in Florida, because DeSantis and the radical Republicans are hypocrites and liars. But they're going to use that to expand the interpretation, because who wants kindergartens to be taught anything about sexual orientation or any kind of sexual identification? It doesn't exist.
No. The goal of this law is really targeting teachers, and I'll explain why. The whole idea that the whole idea for this law is basically to target LGBT teachers from talking anything about their own life, their own identity, and the partners. You know, showing a picture of your partner or even putting a rainbow flag in the classroom. It is about censoring the teachers and trying to essentially squeeze LGBT teachers out of the system.
This is why their education is what, number 50 in the nation?
Yes.
So this is what's going on.
I think Mississippi is number 50.
Exactly. Why I asked Victor, you know, do you think that they're going to win? Because at the end of the day, they either push us back into the closet or they don't. It's a binary conclusion. It's a fight, but they either accomplish it or they don't. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.